Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Ant like the bug. I went to class tonight. Met some amazing people. Got a new homie. A homie. He's Aquarius too, so I'm like, what I'm saying, man, him mixed real cool. He stay in Canton, so now I got a accountable buddy. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but I just found out what that is by going to school. How you doing? You ain't gotta run stuff. I ain't never in a rush to spend my money. No. So yeah. We came to the gas station. He told me they got. I already knew up here in Ohio, certain stores you go like Get and Go, which where I am at now. And up in Get and Go, they got free and they got a free vacuum. And so already I'm saving money and have my car look good up in up in Ohio. You know what I mean? But I don't really know what Get Go snacks and stuff like that is. But I want y'all to patron Get and Go. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, this part of Cleveland, actually, outside of Cleveland. But, we didn't have a Get and Go in Philly. You know what I mean? So, or even in Delaware. But I ain't been nowhere where they turn around and have free air, vacuum, and all that. Look around. I don't know, they buy Krispy Kreme, so that's overly sweet for me. But, yeah, what's that? Buy one, get one for $1. Look at that, y'all. Like, they don't have no Wawa out here. But, like I said, when it comes to Wawa, look, they got a lot of liquor in the goddamn store, though. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm enjoying my class. Actually, a thing for our movie that we doing, we reenacting Shrek. So I'm gonna pay the Lord for a choir. I don't want to tell y'all what scene it is. I don't want to tell y'all what scene it is, but it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna do it on green screen. Do some media editing and all that kind of good stuff. I wound up having to be one of the actors, which I didn't want to be. I was trying to really be behind the scenes, but I'm probably a little bit more animated. Our class was small, so I wound up getting picked for that. But I'm definitely going to show our reaction and see if we could do the work on that joint. But yeah, that's what I do, y'all. I'm enjoying my Ohio Media School. You know what I mean? I'm just lifing. That's it. So. What's wrong? I hope it's in the car.
It's got to. I was just talking.
Oh, that's right, you did. Oh, I'm about to say, where's my phone? Yeah, but 4. Oh, you talking about the car? I'm sorry. I just really came in here because I just want to, let y'all see what Get and Go look like. But yeah, I think I really like my class, y'all. Like I said, some creative people in there. What I set out to do is probably different than what they set out to do. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody got a different angle and goal that they're trying to compete. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to do any acting, but again, when I had to read the advertisement, that's what I got to do. So, it'll be a good language. You gotta learn how to sell, learn how to act like a particular character, while you're reading it. So, yeah, it's a good thing. A little chilly out here. I know y'all always see me with a hoodie. Most of the time I like a hoodie because I don't like my hair up top of there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, I'm crazy bald, so I don't like that. But, that's what I come around to do. I ain't really want to do live. I ain't want to put my man on live right now because he probably I'm gonna put him in the middle of what I'm doing. Plus we just getting to know each other. So, you know what I'm saying? He said he's gonna try to come out with his thing too. You know what I'm saying? So then once he turn around and get out, then they'll be like, hey, you know what I mean? I to just introduce y'all to him. Or he can introduce y'all to him, himself to whatever page or site he turn around to get on. Like I said, man, y'all free air. You know what I'm saying? Free air. Only place we could get that at is Wawa. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you paying I remember when you had to pay a quarter. I remember when it was free. And then I remember it going up to 50 cents, 75 cents. The next thing I seen $1. And then usually there's $1. Now it's like $1.50, almost close to $3 now. Look at that, y'all. Free vacuum. You ain't got to wash your car first. You know what I'm saying? You can come out here any time of the night, turn around and do that. So whatever you spill, your ashes, your food, You know what I'm saying? You can go to your nearest Get and Go. They usually got 2 air pumps, but I mean the one in Canton don't have no vacuum, but the one in Cleveland does, and there's other ones. Look, other pumps, other vacuums. You know what I'm saying? So I said, this is what I like. I'm saying, they don't know how good they got it. You know, but I'm up in Canton. You know what I mean? Trying to find some you know, find some friendship, female friendship. You know, I don't really like I said, I really don't just go around making friends with guys. Like, you know, if I was at work or something like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I ain't, you know, that's me. I'm at this age. I ain't got that kind of patience, and you know what I mean? I don't know what you're doing, and a lot of people shifty. You know what I'm saying? They kind of use you for what they want. I ain't in the business of that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I definitely feel like, you know, I'm in class now, so basically, you know, I'm with somebody that we know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little older than him, but, you know what I mean? Certain things we don't know how to do. You know, we don't know the computer that well, but we can grasp stuff and, you know, get together on some projects and help each other. And that's what the whole world about is really supposed to help each other. You know what I'm saying? Get there. But we so busy being crabs in the basket, you know what I mean, doing. So the good thing is, like, you know, we ain't all jumping for a job. I ain't jumping for no job. I don't want to work for nobody anyway. He don't want to work for nobody. Seemed like everybody in my class seemed like other than a few, want some entrepreneurship. Because in their life, you feel like you would have worked for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if I worked at Home Depot, and I used to do product knowledge classes or make pages on the radio or at the police station. And I'd be at the hospital and everybody would say, man, you got a nice voice. Or, you know, you handle this professionally, or you did blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then they pay you nickels and coins of what you got. You know what I mean? So I started learning, you know, I want part-time jobs. And then I started learning stock. And then I was able to understand the dividends getting paid. Like, my money stayed in my bank. And I was making money while I was asleep. When I wake up, I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got to do shit. I make money. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be $40 to a couple of $100, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I did. So my choice was Robinhood. You know what I'm saying? You can do Cash App, Webull, it's a couple of ones, but I was doing Robinhood. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, you try to get on there with a couple $100 and you don't. You know what I'm saying? You start in small investments, $1 or $2. You know, to figure how the share count is. You know what you would buy. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I don't know what some people been in the pharmaceutical game, but weight is weight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you weigh it, and they're doing bulk. You understand? You buy it in bulk and sell it in pieces. I mean, it's just what it was. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, what is wrong with this pump? Oh, I ain't put it all the way in. Ooh, I ain't know she could take it. I ain't put it all the way in. I was just putting the tip in. It kept popping off. You know what I mean? Getting a little twirly. But no, so yeah, I turn around and like I said, learn through that. And like, you know, like I said, if it be a few cents that I've actually gained, you know, man, working up with dividends, and then, you know, throughout the month, you know what I'm saying, or you get paid weekly dividends. It depends on how you do. But if you don't, let's just say, you know, I spend some money on gas, but I'm invested in Get-Go gas. You know what I mean? But if I'm getting dividends, maybe 30 something a year, $30 a year, some way by his rebate. So you really try to go to places that you spend more money at. You go to Walmart, you go to Aldi, you know what I mean? You look at that company, see what that kind of symbol, because basically you rebating back your things. And like, you know, if you want to create a business in your life, keep all your receipts. You know what I'm saying? Turn them in as far as the tax, especially if you get your LLC. You know what I mean? Get your receipt. You paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I don't know. I was about to say about Walmart. When they ask you for your receipt, I ain't none of your business what I paid and everything else. Like I said, if I got this far, listen, it ain't your job to stop me and get on look at my paper. I just ain't gonna do it. I'm either give it to you or keep on walking. You know, some of my friends say that's ignorant. They be like, well, that's their job. Exactly, that's their job. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my job. You know what I mean? If I did a self-checkout and I paid for my stuff, I just feel like, no, I'm not comfortable with showing you. Yeah. I'm not comfortable with showing. Oh, yeah. I'm not comfortable with showing you what my issue is. You know what I mean? Oh. You say what? 35 and 36. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to say, you just press the joint and then fill it up to that point. I ain't ever thought about that. I mean, it is cold. I probably put it back on there because my friend, sometimes she driving the car. Yeah. I got to put a cap back on my charge, probably why. But, like I said, you know, you just had to do your investments, you know what I'm saying? If you go into it, you know, pay a couple dollars, $2, and you just see what it turn around to do. You know what I mean? It ain't really that simple. Sometimes it's like, you know, you buying something that ain't even a cent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would you not buy $20 or something that ain't even equal to a cent per share? You know what I mean? If you could turn around and buy you a cup of coffee at Starbucks or McDonald's meal, you know what I mean? How much a meal is during the day? Like, you know, just say you going to buy breakfast. That went from about $4 to $7. You know what I mean? Go for lunch. That go from $7 to almost $15, somewhere around there. I'll give it 12. You know what I'm saying? And after that, you know, you talking about dinner. Now you talking about at least $12 to $25. You know what I'm saying? That's for one person. You know what I mean? So when you start looking at that, hey man, you need to start cooking at home. But even if you're not cooking at home, hey, why not invest in the companies you? If you go to Wendy's all the time, see what their Wendy's stock is. Find out what their symbol is. You go to Walmart, Giant Eagle, wherever you go, Sunoco gas stations. I got stocks in all kinds of different stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with what I know what they do. You know what I'm saying? You buy the product. You know what I'm saying? You pay yourself in dividends, and that's how you do it.
Look at that joint. Buy 1 month of car wash, get a month for free.
Yeah, man. Listen. They do got one like that in Coatesville. They do got a joint like that in Coatesville. Like I said, when you come out of the city, it's crazy. Like I said, we came out of Canton. They ain't had it. The air, but they didn't have the vacuum.
Free vacuum.
Yeah, I'm going when I come in
free
today.
Car wash.
Yeah, free car wash. Listen, this gonna be my spot. I'm gonna be advertising.
This
they ass.
Stop out here talking about school.
That's why I'm gonna be advertising.